Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out in Loughborough with cruiserweight Scott Forrest. Scott, good to see you. Good to hear that you've been getting some action, helping Richard Riakporhe get ready for his fight with billam-smith, the grudge match. First of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing great myself. Been getting some good training down here. Before this, I was at sparring Lonsacoli, so the rounds I've been getting have been invaluable. I've been in there with the best, and I'm looking forward to getting in the ring myself.
Get into the conversations about that in a second. But first of all, what's the status with your career? When are you next out? What's the plan for you next?
Still waiting on the confirmation. Been told July, so hopefully that gets confirmed in the next week or so. And I'm ready for anyone out there, really. I'm just wanting the name, and I want to be there.
Yeah, I imagine you're looking for that breakout fight. I think I remember you last being on a big TV show. You were against Amin Busetta, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think that was on the undercard of a Chris Eubank Jr. fight.
Yeah.
But since then, I think maybe those opportunities maybe have come or maybe slowed a little bit. I imagine that's maybe a bit of frustration not getting those opportunities.
Yeah, it's been a bit frustrating. We've been chasing down some big names because I'm not looking to fight these people that are more just journeymen, more boxers. I'm looking for the big challenges. I want the bigger names now because I want to get myself out there and show people what I can actually do. And to do that, I want the people that are coming up as well. And we're just waiting on the confirmation for who's going to get it next.
And you got a fan-friendly style as well.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm a fighter, and I'm always going to be entertaining to watch because I'm going to be in everyone's face no matter what. I don't see anyone in this division pushing me back at all. So we're just waiting on the chance.
Hopefully you get that chance and date. Let's get into those spars. First of all, you mentioned Lawrence Okoli, who's just captured the WBC Bridgeweight title over in Poland, defeating Lucas Rzański. What was it like getting those spars with Lawrence, who's captured now world titles in two different weights?
Really good, actually. I've seen a massive improvement in Lawrence just with the couple of weeks I was down there. Since before he was cruiserweight, now he's moved gym. He's using more of his boxing ability. And to me, there was no doubt that he was going to win that fight. I wasn't expecting it in the first round, but no doubt I knew I was going to stop him.
What do you take from those spars, from your own personal growth then? When you approach those spars, do you look to win them? Do you look to try and get things off in there? What do you do heading into the spars with Lawrence?
With someone like Lawrence, I know he's big boxer. He's tall, he's rangy, and I'm just take what I can at the spar. So when I come up against someone likes of his style, it's just going to be experience for me to be in there with someone I'm not going to come up against anyone at his level, his ability right now. So when I get in there against someone his style, it's not going to be a problem for me. I know how to do it. I know how to take them out.
Moving forward to Richard Riakporhe, getting the sparring with him, do you approach the spars with Richard differently to the way that you approach him with Lawrence, and what do you take from the spars with Richard?
Richard, I mean, he's one of the best cruiserweights in my division by far, and it's good to be in with someone at his level because that's the level I'm aspiring to be. And in my mind, it's no doubt that I'm a stone throw away from being at that level. And once I get my opportunity, I know I'm going to be there very fast.
Does he give you bits of advice? I imagine what's kind of stuck with you when you've had conversations with either Lawrence or Richard?
We all bounce off each other. We tell each other what we do well, what we do wrong, where we need to improve. And we all know that we are all in the same game. We're all really humble with each other. But we play the game. We learn from each other. We don't try go in and knock each other out because there's just no learning from that. But no, we all help each other out.
You backing him to beat billam-smith for the second time?
100%. I've never seen Richard so sharp, so strong. I've been down here a couple of times, and this is like a new level of Richard.
Just looking at you and your background, if I'm getting this right, you were born in South Africa, is that right?
Yeah. I was born in Johannesburg. Yeah.
How long did you live there for?
Only 5 years, but from what I can remember, it was absolutely lovely out there. It was an amazing country, and I'd love to go back sometime, but hopefully soon.
You don't get too many, at least in this generation, of boxers from that region. I was actually speaking to Kevin Larina, who's also South African as well, the other day. But some of the other fighters that have had success are from like the 80s and 90s, if I remember it correctly. But like you mentioned there, do you want to, carry that heritage through and fly the flag as well for South Africa?
Well, my roots are really Scotland. My dad's Scottish, my mum's English, but I've been brought up in Scotland my whole life. It's the most beautiful country I've ever been in, bar none. And I've been to a good few countries, so really my heart's in Scotland.
Fair enough, I appreciate that. And a lot of Scottish talent have come through as well too. I just wonder what your thoughts were on Josh Taylor, who's flown the flag for Scotland as well for many years. He fought the rematch against Jack Catchell, came up on the losing end. What did you make of that fight?
It was a really good fight. I just thought there was too much heat between each other, and I think in my eyes, Catchell did win by 1 or 2 rounds. It was close. It was a really close fight. It was one of the ones you could have called it either way, but you can't argue with the result with it.
From being from Scotland, are you Rangers or Celtic?
Rangers has to be. My dad's Rangers, and I was brought up that way.
So would the dream be to have a fight in the stadium?
To have a fight in Ibrox would be insane. To be able to fill that out, it would be a dream come true.
Leave the final couple of words to yourself. We'll talk about you getting that next fight hopefully very soon. How many more fights do you want before the close of the year?
Personally, I'd like two big fights to close the year. I had a nice little warm-up a couple of months ago, and now we're looking for another couple big fights. Don't want to have too many of these more warm-up type fights. I'm ready to take the level up, that step up, and I want a couple more big names under my belt, and that's what we're looking for now.
Thoughts quickly on a couple of big names as well too. We saw the heavyweight division shift as well over in Saudi with some of the wins. Deontay Wilder losing to Zhilei Zhang, Daniel Dubois beating Filip Hrgovic. But it's now set up for Daniel Dubois to potentially fight Anti-Joshua, who used to come through these doors quite often. Anti-Joshua did. What do you feel about that fight, AJ versus Dubois, if it does happen?
I think AJ's too clever and he is too strong. Dubois had a good fight, but you could see in the first few rounds that he wasn't 100% there. He did have a good performance, but I think AJ's too experienced and has got too much on him.
And a lot of people are having conversations surrounding Deontay Wilder as well too. Do you think that might be the end of the road for Deontay?
I hope so. He's done his thing. He's made a big statement. Most of his fights he's all won by knockout. He had a scary career, absolutely entertaining to watch. But now I think it's time to call it.
Well, Scott, you're an entertaining fighter as well too. Looking forward to hopefully seeing you back in the ring too. Thank you for speaking to SecondsOut, sir. Wish you all the best for the rest of your training and sparring too. Speak very soon.